Today, people significantly influence the living world with their activities. In the sea, this impact is manifested in the increasing loss of habitats for marine organisms. It is a vicious cycle. Degraded marine habitats can no longer provide goods and services to humans, such as the production of oxygen and marine organisms for food, or the beauty of the seascape, nor can they mitigate the impact of climate change. The originator of the Mare modul project, artist Lydia Boszewski, envisioned ceramic artists creating sculptures that would become habitats for marine organisms, with the aim of restoring and enriching marine flora and fauna. Having this in mind, she approached marine biologists, scientist Tatiana Bacran-Petricioli, and professional diver and underwater photographer Donat Petricioli with the question, does it make sense, and is it ecologically justified to put sculptures in the sea today when we want as few objects of human origin as possible in it? The conclusion was that it makes sense in those habitats where marine communities have already been depleted by human activities. In such places, sculptures made of baked clay that does not release toxic substances can serve as a basis for the renewal of life. Marine organisms in and on such small reefs can find a place for attachment, shelter, and possibly reproduction. And as the fouling community develops, it can also attract other organisms that are in search of food. The idea of the Mare model project coincided with the International Horizon 2020 scientific project MERCES, Marine Ecosystem Restoration in Changing European Seas, the Croatian part of which Tatiana was leading at the time. One of the main goals of the project was to find ways and procedures to restore degraded marine habitats. At the beginning, before making the ceramic habitats, marine biologists, with the help of underwater photographs, showed the artists gathered around Lydia Boszewski where and how marine organisms live. Then, the artists Lydia Boszewski, Nada Benz Sztuka, Madalina Boero, Martina Franic, Marina Mijatovic, Lauren Morera, Daniela Pichurian, Snezina Pokosvojic, Karla Rakoljic, and Boris Roche started making ceramic sculptures. Driven by the desire for a positive human influence on nature and to enter the underwater environment as discreetly as possible, the artists created future habitats for marine organisms. Each artist imagined what a structure attractive to marine organisms should look like in their own creative way. The finished ceramic art sculptures were presented to the public in 2018 through exhibitions at the Nikola Tesla Technical Museum in Zagreb in July, and in the Juraj Klovic HDLU Gallery in Rijeka in August and September. In October, the exhibition was set up in the Nova Krajevica, Frankopan Castle in Krajevica. In the meantime, based on their professional knowledge and in cooperation with diving instructor and underwater photographer Daniel Frika from Krajevica, marine biologists proposed that ceramic marine habitats be placed in front of the Adria Underwater Activities Club in Krajevica, at a depth of 15 to 20 meters, where the club divers and visitors can look at them and take pictures, and scientists can monitor the settlement of organisms. This way, the local diving club's work on protection of the underwater environment will be encouraged and promoted. Divers from the Adria Underwater Activities Club in Krajevica and professional diver biologists set up the exhibition on the seabed in November 2018. It was difficult for the artists to part with their works. Everyone watched with uncertainty and a little worry from the shore as the habitat sculptures disappeared under the sea surface, wondering how the marine organisms would accept them. Divers, biologists, and underwater photographers visited the artistic marine habitats on several occasions. In July 2019, September 2020, and September 2021, and recorded the settlement of organisms with underwater photographs and videos. It is known that this process does not go quickly, so it will take several years to see the development of the living community in and on the ceramic habitats. 8 months after installation, in July 2019, marine organisms already settled in the ceramic habitats. Limestone tubes of Serpulid polychaetes were attached to many of them. In places, it was possible to see small algae and cnidarians, and mobile organisms such as snails, crabs, and starfish found food and shelter there. Mediterranean feather stars were also seen. Fish were especially attracted by the ceramic sculptures. Mediterranean chromis and common two-banded sea breams floated around the sculptures, whereas browncombers, blennies, wrasses, and rainbow wrasses found their place both in and around them. In September 2020, encrusting bryoxens and encrusted red algae were visible on the sculptures, in addition to the organisms already mentioned. It was less and less possible to see the ceramic substrate as it was increasingly dominated by fouling organisms. Some fish, especially blennies, settled permanently, defending the opening of their ceramic house from intruders. Some playfully swam around the sculptures. By settling in and on the ceramic habitats, the organisms turned the sculptures into a completely marine environment. This can especially be seen in the photos from September 2021, where, thanks to the organisms that live on them, the ceramic marine habitats have completely blended into the environment. All habitats proved to be suitable for marine organism settlement. The artists also learned a lot about what a future ceramic marine habitat should look like. For example, which forms are more suitable to the settlement of organisms? Which forms are more resistant to sea motion, to avoid overturning or separation, etc. These experiences, positive and negative, will be useful for developing approaches when creating new habitats. At the end of 2018, the Mare module project received the annual award of the Croatian Association of Applied Arts Artists, ULUPUH, for the best exhibition of that year. In addition to its artistic value, the project's originality and socio-ecological engagement were also recognized. The exhibition also contributed to the reputation of the association. The cooperation of the artistic project of Mare module with scientists and divers represents a synergy of art and science in promoting the necessity of caring for the environment. This project sends a message to the general public about the importance of marine habitats for people and the need to preserve them. We believe that it will contribute to the increase of everyone's, from expert marine biologists and autonomous divers to the general public, awareness of the fragile biosphere we live in, our only home, and its growing problem of degradation, especially of marine habitats, and the necessity of active human involvement in its restoration.